Today we're doing a sewer scope, I believe 1711 H Court here, Anacortes, Washington. The clean out under at the very front of the house, it's a T, very similar to this, where it goes in and there is no sweep. So it's not guiding us down. That's incorrect for that upper lateral. We should be able to scope from the exterior. It's a requirement. Anyways, so I would have that replaced with the sweep if possible, or when possible. Let's reset this here. Okay. Entering the pipe to the ABS clean out. So then we're going to go right there, just a couple feet down, and then we're going to transition to the exterior. Go right here. Take care of that transition. Yeah, that's pretty good. So already, right? That's what we got going on. So we have a belly here, right? Let's see what the first is at. Let's pause. I'm going to pause this, see if we can get this to clear out a little bit. Okay, we were able to flush the system there. So let's see what we got. Let's check out that connection. So we got all those heavies in there. I'll just be real gentle, don't want to stir it up. And here's that connection. And it looks like they may have used what they call a fernco, but they didn't use a banded fernco when there was an offset, so we shouldn't really have an offset there. Not correct. Is it effective? We're looking for like inclusions and dents and bumps from either above or below from the backfill. Any of them that actually matter. This is always what matters. We're starting to go downhill now all of a sudden, so it means we're heading towards that main. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up directly into the manhole due to the sewer head location. See the slope. The slope is decreasing. You can see how we have a belly here. So we have a low spot. Standing water at 60 feet. Sediment in there. Long belly. So, still standing belly. So, right here at 66, we hit the main. Okay, but we have this long belly right here. This is about at least probably about 2 inches. Once we go underneath here, so as I pull back here, my camera head sits roughly the lens about 1.5 inches up off of the surface. So that line's going to be about 1.5 inches, and then as we pull back, you see what's submerged. So now that's the top. So let's add another 1/2 inch, about 2 inches, based on what our depth is. some cleaning equipment out here for the pullback as we slowly review this line. Okay, we'll begin our pullback. Just going slow through here. I'm actually kind of feeling for, because it is a semi-rigid rod. It's not going to any bumps or anything like that. So it looks like we just have a long, low slope at that install. Not a big fan of that. So 60 feet out from the clean out, so probably 50-ish or so from the exterior. Clean out with the incorrect unfortunately, up here, and when you start getting out of the larger municipalities, I'm pretty strict about the way things are done. You know, the part looks like the part, but it's not the part, and a lot of the work is done by just a general laborer, not necessarily the individual who knows how it should be done, or unless they are properly supervised. Quite often they are the representative and their hands-off. This is how some of those little things get missed. I mean, it all sounds good in concept. And right here at 38, that connection is questionable. At the top there, it looks like, I don't know if they use expanded foam. Right there at that 38 feet, so let me take some snapshots of that, because that actually might just taking snapshots. I'm just trying to see if I can rinse off that head and get a little bit more. So over there on the right, like, I don't know if that's a root coming in where it looks like there's dirt, so there might be a separation at that pipe, and then they try to seal it with expanding foam. That's what that looks like. So a proper connection would require a fernco. There are old ways where you can lay like a cut fernco, so this way you have the smooth surface, and then you can stack-crete the exterior, so this way that it is sealed tightly against the pipe. Let's pause it here. Okay, just towards the end of the driveway, at the front of the apron there, more towards the street. 7 feet, 8 inches down. So pretty deep for the location, but there's the storm. I mean, the sewer main is right at the end of the driveway and into the cul-de-sac. I mean, it looks. I'm going to take a look out on the computer so I can get it bigger with the bigger screen. Looks like there's a little root and dirt over there on the right side. Bless me. With a little bit of an offset. Only concern there is this connection not made with a coupler. You should not see any sealants if there's a coupler. A coupler, generally, if it's a rubber fernco, that's fine. You would have some flex, you might have a little bit of offset, but you wouldn't have any foam and you wouldn't have any soils there. So this, no guarantees on a connection like this. So I'm going to continue to pull back. There's a kind of a costly repair, something that they didn't do right in the first place. One of those new constructions, or if this was a sewer repair at one time, they're supposed to supply a video. So if you ever do sewer repairs, make sure you get the scope. Scope that area where they did the repairs, patches, so that was repaired along with the Where that is, due to the depth of the concrete, it's going to be costly. So, two bellies, one at the front, one at the back. Looks like I would call it an uncoupled connection. So now we're pulling right in here into the house, and this is that other low spot where we catch up, and this is just right on the outside, right where they have that clean out. Like, there's no reason to be dipping this far. Like they over dipped. Like they could have came, so since we have this bend right here. Right here, and I think this is outside the house, so now I'm climbing out. So we're going through the foundation in the rock. So if they would have took off like right into this length right through here, 2 inches, 3 inches, then when they came, this would start turning. This would be turned by now. We'd be flat. We wouldn't have this. And we would be above that. So poor installation. Bellies are never good. Initially, we get stuff caught up in there. Nothing doesn't seem to be hanging up, so it's still in a serviceable condition with some uncertainties, is I guess the best way to phrase that. I don't know if later on we should decide to go into that area that appears to be uncoupled. So, couple concerns, couple things to note. I know most plumbers wouldn't like it. I would recommend that you get that fixed, just for future, in the future, not knowing if we get movement, if we get, since we are in a D2 seismic zone, earthquake or something like that, that can offset that more and make that fallible. So nonetheless, I recommend you get that looked at and coupled. So that ends our inspection, and